From Studio A in the Martin Performing Arts Center, this is Wildcats Media News.
Hello and welcome to the first edition of Wildcats Media News, your weekly campus news source. I'm Stephen Maxwell. First on Wildcats Media News, LC students had their voices heard by voting for a new activity on campus. Here's Wildcats Media's Emily Lansing with the details.
On Wednesday, Louisiana College's SGA presented 6 proposals to the student body. After tallying the score, Louisiana College will welcome a new disc golf course to Conham Forest.
Oh yeah, we're so pumped about this. We love playing like in Belo and over by Keys Park, which both are very close by. But for us to actually have a course on this campus, it actually, gives us something to do. And we have other opportunities like in the game room and in the student center, but now we have something to do outside to have more rec activities.
I think it's pretty cool. I never played disc golf, but it sounds exciting, and I might even start playing since it's going to be so handy.
Junior Kenny Dunn is excited about the disc golf course because it allows him to stay on campus and play rather than having to travel.
I'm so excited because we had talked about forming a disc golf club for a little while now, and we have to go off campus usually to play. This would really help us, or the club in general, when we get it started, which hopefully will be soon, that we can start playing on campus.
Now that the proposal has passed, SGA President Brittany Jones is moving their efforts to completing the project.
The group that was working on that, they're getting started right now, and so I'm not sure exactly how long it will take them to figure out everything, get the course set up, but they're shooting for at least by the end of the school year.
Some students are also excited about having their voices heard on campus.
I was really excited to vote today. We were all pretty pumped about the chance for us to actually speak up to SGA and actually tell them what we wanted.
For Wildcats Media News, I'm Emily Lansing.
However, the 5 failing proposals are not dead. They can still be brought up in future ballots. It is one of the fastest growing crimes in the world. On Monday, LC students listened to Jed and Kayla Olson of Youth with a Mission to hear about modern-day slavery and sex trafficking. Students packed the game room in the Student Center to hear stories and watch videos about the horrors of human trafficking.
I think it's very important. I like the new Cats for Trafficking club that they've just started. I think it's good to make people aware. I think it's a popular subject now, so it's good to make people aware of the truth with the subject and what they can do to make a difference.
Youth with a Mission is an interdenominational Christian missionary organization founded in 1960. One of LC's best-known professors has retired. This last Monday, former and current students and faculty gathered in the Granbury Conference Center to celebrate the career of Dr. Loren Frey. Frey ended her 38-year career at LC last December, where she still enjoys the memories of working with missions and opera performances.
It's an honor and a pleasure and a little scary to come to a reception for me. I've always thought that Louisiana College had an exceptional quality faculty.
Frey now plans to work in her private studio at Sacred Heart Church in Pineville. Also on Monday, Louisiana College was treated to a night of psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs in Gwynn Auditorium. Here's Wildcats Media's Mark Klein to Face the Music.
A new band director leading the Louisiana College Wind Ensemble is music to these Wildcats' ears.
I really appreciate him being here. He's made a lot of sacrifices, and he's a good fit for the college and for the band. He's a good fit.
Professor Myron Turner.
New Wildcat band director Myron Turner led the ensemble in a night of psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs in Gwynn Auditorium.
We had some tunes that had spiritual things in it, and it just started to come together, and I found a few other works, and God just blessed it.
From a classic rendition of A Mighty Fortress to an interesting version of Jesus Loves Me, the night was filled with music with a message.
It felt really good. We put a lot of work into this. A new director, getting the feel of, it's like a new faculty teacher, getting the feel for things, and it went really well.
And unanimously,
Melody Shop.
Melody Shop. Melody Shop.
The best was saved for last.
Melody Shop, we have these 2 euphoniums who are amazing, and they just played the mess out of that. It was the end of the concert. All of our lips are tired, and they just played the mess out of the song, and it was great. It was absolutely phenomenal.
With 1 concert under his belt and more approaching, Myron Turner is settling into his new role as LC band director and is constantly giving the perfect pitch to get new students.
If there are any students at LC that at one time have had any band experience, I'd love you to come talk to me. I'd like more and more folks to come join us.
In Gwynn Auditorium, for Wildcats Media News, I'm Mark Klein.
The next Wind Ensemble concert is scheduled for May 5th and is worth a cultural credit. After a brief hiatus, a popular musical group on campus is getting the band back together. Under the leadership of new LC band director Myron Turner, the Red River Symphony is back in action at LC. The community band is made up of LC students and faculty, as well as members of the Sinlaw music scene. Their first concert is set for Monday, March 17th at 7 in Gwynn.
And we have folks of all ages. I have folks in their 80s, and I have some high school kids playing in this group. And it's just a generational spanning that I think is incredible. And playing in a community band like this is one of the unique things that folks can do of all ages.
The event is also worth a cultural credit. Coming up next on Wildcats Media News, Lydia Magallanes takes a look at sports here on campus. We'll be right back.
He's coming! He's coming! Conrad Birdie's coming!
Find out what everyone is screaming about at Theater Louisiana College's production of Bye Bye Birdie. There's plenty of chances to see this nifty show with performances at 7, Thursday through Saturday, and again on Sunday at 2, starting on March 20th for 2 weeks. Reserve your tickets now by calling 318-487-7495.
Bye Bye Birdie, Theater Louisiana College.
Welcome to Sports. I'm Lydia Magallanes. Several members of the LC basketball team were recognized in the American Southwest Conference for the 2013-14 season. Earlier this week, I had a chance to speak to one of those players, freshman Natosha Morvant.
The forward received several basketball accolades during her high school career at Fairview. Morvant's transition from high school to college has gone better than she thought after being named ASC Freshman of the Year.
Wasn't expecting it. Coming into it, I knew that the players would be faster. You know, Class B is not real strong. I was kind of expecting a red shirt at first. I just carried over what I learned in high school and brought it to college, and it worked for me.
She's very coachable. She's a very hard worker, great attitude, never has a bad day. That's a tribute to her high school program. I mean, she comes out one of the best in the state, arguably the best in the state, and you know, Coach Jinx does a good job of getting them ready to play college basketball.
But Morvant is still trying to improve her game.
Even though I did get Freshman of the Year, there's still a lot of things that I need to work on. You know, me and Coach Tinsley talked about it the other day. You know, I need to get a mid-range shot. I can't always go all the way to the rim or shoot a three-pointer.
She plays at a high-intensity level. She gets a lot done. She flies around. But, you know, there's things she's going to have to do to make the step from being a good freshman, being the freshman of the year, to putting herself in a position to be on the all-conference team next year.
Getting a spot on the all-conference team isn't far-fetched, especially with all-ASC teammates like juniors Nika Jones, Skylar Chenevere, and Denisha Allison, as well as Casey Willis, who landed a spot on the all-ASC tournament team.
To know that you're playing on a team that gets recognized, Skylar, she had some awesome games this year. I can't count how many times she had, you know, 6 steals or more. You know, Nika broke the record for the most threes. Denisha, she was out half the season for a hurt ankle, and she still got recognized. So to be playing with such great players, it's an honor.
Postseason may have been cut short for the Lady Cats, but the journey to another NCAA tournament is far from over.
We're just going to build on the foundation that we started building this year, so I think next year we're just going to come back bigger and stronger.
LC basketball has a short break before they hit the court again in preparation for next season. But even though basketball is over, softball is in full swing. LC softball swept Ozarks and Laterno last week. The Lady Cats improved their record to 12-0, making them the only undefeated team in the ASC. Senior second baseman Stephanie Yeager was named Hitter of the Week against the Ozarks. Yeager went 4 for 5 with 10 RBIs in their doubleheader, helping the Cats sweep Ozarks 10-1 and 11-0.
That was actually one of my individual goals for the season. I was seeing the ball very well. I really didn't think I was going to get it. I didn't think I'd hit a home run or anything like that, but just having the support from my teammates and the fans and my family, you know, it's just really easy just to come out here and play the game I love, and just the gift God's given me and the talent. I just couldn't ask for anything else.
The Lady Cats host Sul Ross State this weekend with games set for Friday at 4 p.m. and Saturday at noon. Then Monday they host Birmingham Southern for 2 non-conference games starting at 3. LC football wrapped off their off-season workouts with a little celebration over the weekend. Granbury was the site of LC's annual football banquet Saturday night, featuring dinner as well as team and individual player accolade recognition, and even a message from Coach Dennis Dunn. The banquet was also a chance for LC football to honor their seniors one last time.
You're
losing a group of men that you've invested so much time with, blood, sweat, and tears. But, you know, this group is very special because of the legacy that they did leave of overcoming and battling adversity, and at the end of the day, leaving no regrets.
Tonight just brought it all back. You just realize how special the program is and how much it means to us. You know, I'll remember this night forever. It was awesome.
The Wildcats were back on the field Tuesday for the official start of spring practice in preparation for the 2014 season. Looking at the rest of LC's sports schedule this weekend, baseball hosts the University of Texas at Tyler Friday at 6 p.m. with a doubleheader Saturday at noon. Also Saturday at 2 p.m., the men and women's tennis team will be down in New Orleans to play Loyola University. Well, Steve, that's your look at sports. Now that we have warmer weather, it brings softball, baseball, and tennis.
Well, glad I don't have to wear that jacket anymore. And finally, for Wildcats Media News, it's time to jump, dance, and get a little crazy. People from all over Louisiana packed Gwynn Auditorium to hear Family Force 5 and Building 429, plus much more. On Saturday, those at the event also had the opportunity to hear Hawk Nelson, Satellites and Sirens, plus a few more up-and-coming bands.
It's great to see all the people that come out. You know, we have the opportunity to put 1,200 to 1,500 people in Gwynn, and it's just fascinating. We did it last year, and we had 1,200 in here, and so we look to continue to bring concert events out to Gwynn Auditorium and Louisiana College.
The concert was put on by Sinlaw Worship Tour, along with 1043 The Bridge in Pineville, and co-sponsored by Louisiana College. Well, that'll do it for this week's Wildcats Media News. For Lydia Magallanes, I'm Stephen Maxwell. We'll see you next week.